What's up, guys? Moses here, and today I'm going to be going over the ESP original series, Andromeda. Let's see how this thing sounds. Okay, so before I start talking about how great this guitar plays, I'm going to be talking about the specs. We have two Seymour Duncan Blackout pickups. These are active pickups. I like these a lot because they have a lot of the active characteristics, like a lot of attack and bite, but still have a lot of dynamics. You kind of find it in a passive pickup with a lot of warmth and a lot of low end to it, which is something I really like about these pickups. They have a nice low end and they're fairly dynamic for being active pickups. We have an original Floyd Rose. Again, if you know how to tune this properly and set it up, you're not going to have any problems with tuning. Go crazy with this. Single volume knob, which that's it. No tone, nothing. Straightforward metal guitar. Nothing needed else, right? And we have a 3-way toggle switch. I really like these. They have these on a lot of their ESP, like E2, and I think some of their LTDs, but these are very easy to toggle up and down. Something I like a lot. And I really like the configuration. Just a single volume and then the 3-way. And it's away from the pickups, so that's something that I really enjoyed because some are really close and it just hinders playability a little bit, for me at least. We have 24 extra jumbo frets, ebony fingerboard. I like this ebony fingerboard a lot because it's the natural ebony. I know a lot of the E2 models and some of the LTD ones dye the fretboard, but this is just complete natural. I really like it's nice and dark with it not being, dyed. Again, with the extra jumbo frets, I have them, I do have ESP E2 guitars, but I feel like these are much more easier, more fluid, very easy to play and bend. They have a really nice scalloped feel, even though they're not, but I feel like these frets, even though they're the same as the others, are just way easier and they feel really, really good to play. We have a 12-inch radius neck, gloss neck, not sticky at all. Very, very smooth. I'm very impressed with this guitar. When you pick it up, like there's something about it that makes you play faster and better. I think it has a lot to do with the lacquer, the neck, and the radius. The radius is the same as a lot of the E2s, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same. And I'll let you know why. Even though the specs are similar, there's just something about this guitar that, of course, being original, it has its own identity, of course, right? And we have the reverse headstock, go-toe locking tuners, and of course the classic ESP logo. And you get the arrow there. Maybe if you guys can look close enough, on the back of the original series they have this stamp. It says original series with like the continents. Bound fingerboard goes across the neck. Very cool. 25.5-inch scale length. Pretty standard. And that's about it for specs. It feels really good. Really good. Now to talk about the paint job. It is a gloss finish. But that is not the case for this one completely because the bevels are this iridescent type of finish. Depending on the lighting, you can kind of see where the colors just change from like blue to purple to green to this type of red burgundy. It's very hard. I'll try to get better shots here. Maybe if I were to turn on the light. That didn't work. I have it off, but I'll try to get closer angles on this. It's very, very beautiful. It looks really cool under the sun, under different locations of lights, shades. Very cool, man. I really like this. The one thing that kind of, well, didn't trigger me, but I was just a little bit upset, is that they have the bevel finish on the front, but not on the back. Of course, there's the pickup battery compartment, which is really cool. You just press it and it comes out. But yeah, again, the bevels, the finish of the bevels are not on the back. Just give you a more closer look on this. Very awesome guitar. This just pops up. I have the Alexi Edwards version, the pink sawtooth, and the baby metal one, which is really cool. But I prefer this one as far as looks goes. Very awesome. Just a little dance right there to capture the finish. I could look at this all day. Now that's pretty much it for specs. Now I'm gonna give you my overall opinion for this guitar. These guitars are pretty expensive. The original series start like at 4,000. You could get them second hand for like 3 grand or along the price range of that. But I was lucky enough to win this on an auction on eBay for far less than what it is. So I had to definitely pull the trigger, and I was pretty excited when I won. Put that aside, the price point. This thing sounds really great. The pickups are amazing. I mean, I'm not the biggest aficionado with tone woods, but this is, I believe, alder body, then a maple neck. Again, these are pretty standard like specs for a lot of these guitars, but they sound really good. One of the main differences about these original series guitars compared to the E2 models, and of course the price range, but these are handmade, and I think that has a lot to do with how well it affects the playability and the fretwork and the feel of the neck, because all those other guitars from the E2, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, like the wood is made from a machine or sculpted or shaped, but these are completely handmade, from the design to the shape of the guitar, fretwork. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do the handwork on the E2s, especially on the frets, but I feel like with the original series, they take things way more serious, because these are their pinnacle of what their guitars are. Not to bash the E2 series, but these guitars are on a complete different level. For sure, holding in my hands, I'm a sweaty player, but like that grime on the neck, it just disappears. It doesn't get sticky. I don't know. It has a lot to do with how thin the paint job is on the neck, and it makes it very smooth to play. And I really enjoy this guitar a lot. The radius is kind of thick, but no, I mean, you can still play really fast, very smooth. It has a very nice chunky sound. The leads are good. The cleans are amazing on this guitar. The tuning stability, of course. It was a pain in the ass for me to set up the Floyd Rose, because the previous owner did some other crap to it. But no, this guitar is definitely the nicest ESP guitar that I have, and it's freaking amazing. Now, just to kind of compare it to my E2s, they're both great. They're both made in Japan, but these original series are just primarily made in, obviously, in Japan, but they're handmade. So a lot more attention to detail goes into these guitars, a lot more effort, the passion, and all that recognition from the luthiers that you hear about, and how well they make those guitars. This is showing it right here. And when you pick this up and play it, you can tell like they did a great job on this guitar. And it's a one that I've wanted for a long time, and now it's here. Very, very awesome guitar. I would recommend it if you can ever get one of these guitars. Um, Very awesome, man. I'm very happy with this guitar. It's great. I It feels great having a guitar that says ESP on it too. I mean, the E2s are their standard line, but their whole background and shit. I digress, but no, this is amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe. I have some other cool stuff coming up, covers, some other shit like that too. And yeah, I just can't stop looking at this thing. But yeah, like and subscribe again, means a lot. And yeah, take care.